Hello Planet Internet, I'm Emperor Cole from MindbenderENT.com, and today we're going through my best movies of 2016. So first, let me say, this is my own personal list of movies I enjoyed. So this is not the Oscar list of films that are tour and gonna win awards. This is not the list full of only blockbuster films that got $100 million marketing budgets. These are the top 10 movies that I enjoyed from 2016. Everybody, come on with me and let's get this list going. Any film that made my list of the best movies of 2016, if I did a review for it, you'll be able to click right up here and be able to watch that actual review to see what I said, to see if you actually want to check it out for yourself. Watching this movie, Don't Breathe, trust me when I tell you, you will never want to break into a war veteran's home and attempt to steal anything. This movie's kind of like if the character from Blind Fury kind of went a little nuts and you tried to break into his house. And trust me when I tell you, when they got into this house, they wanted to get out. But this is a very good movie. It comes in number 10 on my list. Coming in at number 9, we have The Birth of a Nation. The movie written and directed and starred in by Nate Parker. The Birth of a Nation, this movie follows the slave revolt that was carried out by Nat Turner. Now, this movie, once again, this was a very good movie. But, of course, this movie had a ton of controversy regarding rape allegations in 1999 for Nate Parker, where basically he got blackballed and a smear campaign was created against him. This movie even shows the role that the Bible played in keeping the slaves down and keeping them mentally brainwashed. My own personal opinion, I believe that played a significant role in the real reason why Nate Parker got blackballed by the industry and why the smear campaign was created against him, far more than any rape case from 1999. But I won't go into all that. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But anywho, you can check out my Birth of a Nation review right here. Coming in at number 8 is Train to Busan. Now this is a South Korean film. It's not American, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people have not seen of it and have not heard of it. But when I tell you this movie is great, this movie is fucking great. Like, when you watch this film, you feel so much emotion for these characters. This is a zombie thriller horror type of movie. And I'm telling you, it is done in such a way where you have characters who are trapped on a train that's traveling to Busan. And of course, the train is trying to stop in different places to see if this zombie outbreak has affected the whole entire country, when indeed, yes, it has. So you have a man who's with his daughter, and he's trying to get his daughter to safety. And you feel for these people like you would not believe. They come into contact with another character who's with his pregnant wife. And I won't spoil the movie, but when I'm telling you this is a great movie, Train to Busan, you definitely want to check this movie out. It is on YouTube. You can go to YouTube right now, click Train to Busan, pay $3.99, and you can watch the HD version of this film. It's what I did. Highly recommend it. You're not going to see a better zombie or horror movie this year.
Number 7.
Coming in at number 7 on our list is Patriots Day. This movie is directed by Peter Berg, stars Mark Wahlberg. This movie is a very emotional film as well. This movie shows people in Boston coming together at the time of a crisis. It's showing the police, it's showing the FBI, it's showing how the regular everyday citizens dealt with a tragedy that just happened in 2013. It's showing people coming together and being human beings to work through a problem. This movie solidifies Peter Berg as one of the best directors working in Hollywood right now when it comes to real life events. This is his first of 2 movies that he has that made my list. So, at number 7, Patriots Day.
Number 6 on the list.
This movie, Deadpool, was very funny. It's got just enough action. It actually has some heart in it where it makes you feel for the character. At its core, this movie really is a love story. It's what a guy is willing to do and go through to try to get his girl back. He's trying to save his woman the whole entire time. Just so happens he gets superpowers throughout the process. And Deadpool, this movie is a very good movie. Definitely check it out if you have not already.
Coming in at number 5.
The director, Justin Lin, did a very good job with Star Trek Beyond as far as capturing the tone. He presented visually stunning sets and backgrounds. This movie is such an adventurous film that's very fun. The story is very good. Everything about this movie to me was pretty much A+ material. Star Trek Beyond, it might be the surprise of the list, but I loved it, highly recommend it, and you can check out my review for this film right here.
Number 4.
Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This is a movie about the rebels. It's about the struggle that the rebels are going through dealing with the Empire and the fact that they're trying to take down this ultimate weapon. At least they're trying to get the plans so they can destroy this ultimate weapon that the Empire is building. And this movie delivered on every last single promise that it had. The movie is definitely a dark war film. The movie does not have a happy ending for its characters. Anyone who's very familiar with Star Wars and knows about the rebels in this story, you knew they could not have a happy ending in this. And I commend Disney for following through and being able to show that. The characters don't walk off into the sunset. Hell of a job of storytelling, because this film leads right up to episode 4. This is an excellent companion piece for episode 4, where right after you watch Rogue One, you immediately can throw on episode 4 and A New Hope and just get right into it. So I love this movie. It delivered for me in so many different ways. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Number 4.
Number 3.
Deepwater Horizon. Oh my God. This movie here, I went into this movie with pretty much no expectations. Once again, I knew what it was about, but I did not expect this film to be as gripping, to be as powerful, or to be as good as it actually is. This movie makes you feel for the characters in a whole other type of way. I love the way Peter Berg explained what's normal for a oil rig, because obviously, unless you work on an oil rig or you work in the industry, a lot of the stuff they're talking about, nobody knows it. But the film breaks down, here's what's normal, here's what's usually expected on a day-to-day basis with the safety of oil rig drilling. And here's how off this actual situation and this scenario is. The fact that BP actually didn't want to spend about $150,000 on the safety precautions, making sure the safety team did their job on this drill, and the fact that this oil spill happened on such a large scale that it did and cost billions of dollars in cleanup, cost the company billions of dollars in fines, all because some executives did not want to pay $150,000 on the proper safety procedures. They didn't want to lose a couple of days worth of progress to make sure everything was properly safe and the way it was supposed to be is absolutely nuts. And the fact that this is all based on real life stuff that really happened, there's real court documents and testimony as to what happened, nuts. Absolutely crazy. This is the second film by Peter Berg to make my list. It's crazy. It just shows you that's how talented that guy is, that he has 2 films that made it into my top 10. And before this year, I can tell you 1 or 2 other projects that he actually did, but now he's a name, he's somebody I'm actually checking for. But Deepwater Horizon, if you haven't seen this film, I highly recommend you rent it or buy the DVD and check it out.
Number 2 on my list.
Hell or High Water. This movie here, I went into this movie without very much expectations, and I was blown away. This movie is about 2 brothers who go on a bank robbing spree in order to save their family ranch. Their mother was swindled by a crooked bank and got a really bad bank loan where they jerked her for a very long time. Anybody who's ever taken out a student loan to try to get an education in the United States can probably relate to what these guys are going through and can probably relate to why the mother got screwed over so bad. Hell or High Water, this movie's highly recommended. I'm pretty sure this movie didn't blow the doors off the box office, so I'm pretty sure a whole lot of people didn't see it. Highly recommend you either rent it or maybe even buy it and check it out. Hell or High Water. Number 2 on my list of the best films of 2016.
Number 1.
Captain America: Civil War. This movie did everything that it needed to do. This movie delivered in every way possible. I was wondering how the Russo brothers would squeeze so many different characters all into one film and make them all mesh and come up with a story that works. And of course, they did just that. The conflict between Iron Man and Captain America plays out beautifully with a through line of the Black Panther kind of getting caught up in there with what's going on. The character of Bucky and just showing how he's used as such a divisive thing and how he's causing so much turmoil between these people who are supposed to work together and try to defend the earth against all kinds of threats was done amazingly. The acting in this film is solid. There's so much conflict in this film where you start out on either Iron Man or Captain America's side, different events play out throughout the movie that can make you switch sides and kind of see the other person's point of view a little bit better. Oftentimes you find yourself maybe switching teams and feeling like, you know what, I was rolling with Iron Man, but now I'm a Captain America. Then one or two more things come out. There's a huge reveal at the end of the movie that might make you jump back from Captain America's team back to Iron Man and like, oh man, that guy's got to die. You got to get it. Anybody who's seen the movie knows what I'm talking about. If you have not seen Civil War yet, pause this video, click on this review, check it out, share it with your friends, and then go see the movie. Captain America, Civil War. This was the best movie of 2016 for me. In my opinion, this is the second best superhero movie of all time. The Russo brothers outdid themselves like you would not believe. This movie has me super hyped to see the Infinity War, which is also being directed by the Russo brothers as well. But Captain America Civil War, love this film. Recommend everybody check it out. It is number 1 on my list. Okay, so this has been my list of the best films of 2016. You may agree with some of the films in this list. You may not agree with some of the films in this list. If you have your own list, feel free to add it into the comment section on this video. And make sure you share it with your friends and all people who enjoy film. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please make sure you check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/MindbenderEntertainment. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at MindbenderENT. And of course, check out the website, mindbenderent.com. And remember, the future is now.